Nigerian Army has announced the deployment of 171 troops to Abyei, a disputed region between South Sudan and Sudan, as part of a United Nations peacekeeping mission. Major General Boniface Sinjen, Chief of Operations, Nigerian Army, announced this during the graduation ceremony of Nigerian Contingent 3 United Nations Interim Security Force for Abyei at the Martin Luther Abyei International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center in Kaduna. Sinjen addressed the graduating troops of Nigerian Contingent 3 sets to be deployed to Abyei as part of the United Nations Interim Security Force. He noted that the significance of the mission, highlighting that United Nations peacekeeping operations are not just military operations, but also missions of peace, diplomacy, and service to humanity. He said that Nigeria has a proud history of peacekeeping operations, with its troops playing key roles in restoring peace in conflict zones across Africa and the world. According to him, the current security situation in Abyei is fragile and unpredictable, with persistent intercommunal conflicts, armed skirmishes, and humanitarian crisis. He also emphasized the importance of maintaining the highest standards of conduct, particularly regarding sexual exploitation and abuse. Let's come back home, Barrister Okoro. We know the situation of the country, the insecurity and all of that. Do you think this was the right move for the country to send out 171 troops to South Sudan for peacekeeping, as they have stated?
My question is, Nigeria is facing insecurity crisis. Almost all the regions, 6 geopolitical regions, if it is not Boko Haram in the northeast, northwest, you have the herdsmen. Let me not call Fulani herdsmen so that they will not say it's the herdsmen. I don't know who are the headers. If it is not that one, you have the bandits. Unknown gunmen in the east. Militancy and cultists in the south. In the west, these herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen, they are the ones who are herdsmen. Let's not pretend about it. Go to Benue. They are there killing. Why not deploy these people? Let them secure your citizens. There is what my people used to say in Igbo. They say, Okamanama. You are good just to outsiders. Your own people will be suffering. That is bewitchment. It's highest level of stupidity and foolishness. Your own goodness is only to outsiders. Your own people will not feel you. They say charity begins at home. Deploy these troops. Let them secure the citizens of your country before you think of sending them outside. Now, another worry is a lot of them are languishing in pains without adequate compensation and treatment. I watched a video the other time when one of them that run away was shouting and crying and saying they were wounded fighting Boko Haram. They are the ones treating themselves. They are the ones taking care of. I mean, it was a very sympathetic video. Tears gushed through my eyes. Somebody who, is it a crime that you volunteer to be a military person to serve your country? It's not that they are being adequately remunerated. And you should also know that the military, yes, they are more disciplined than police in Nigeria here. And those guys don't collect all this money these people collect on the road like that. These other people have more money than them because of these illegal extortions they do. they are not properly taken care of. Most times, their children don't get good education. That's not how it is done in other climes. If you serve, I've watched a video, a man who is a veteran, he served in the military. I don't know, I can't remember now the crime. The moment he introduced himself, the judge had respect and honor for him. In fact, he was set free of that crime. He was set just for the mere fact that he's a veteran, he served in the army. He identified himself. He admitted to committing the offense. I don't know the offense actually. It may be a misdemeanor. I've forgotten. I watched it on video, YouTube rather. So he was the judge in his wisdom discharged him of that. So what are we talking about? That is to tell you how these people regard these veterans or these servicemen. But here in Nigeria, it's not like that. Somebody will wound in active service, he will be abandoned to his fate. You treat yourself, and when you are no longer a service, they lay you off. When you are no longer strong to work, they won't continue paying you. They lay you off. You go back to your place. You are now a burden to your people. Is it supposed to be so? Why? Let charity begin at home. Let them repair Nigeria. Let them secure Nigeria. Let them protect Nigerians and Nigerian properties. Instead of sending these people there to be slaughtered. Another thing they used to complain is that they don't receive adequate remuneration there. If they are to be paid $500 a day, $300 a day, sometimes they don't get it. They pay them at the end of the month. You want to pay them using Nigerian equivalent. If that amount, let's assume they are to be maintained with $300 a day because it's a foreign mission. If that is it, these people will convert it to Nigerian currency and be paying them, let's say, maybe 200,000-300,000 naira a month. Instead of giving them the decent. We have seen it here. A lot of them have cried out before. A lot of them have, those of them that went to Sierra Leone, that went to Liberia, you know, on ECOMOG peacekeeping. A lot of them came back with nothing.
Okay.
And these are the reasons you see when they go there, they leave what they went to do. They enter into looting, enter into, you know, breaking people's houses and shops to loot.
Let's look at this from another angle. We all know about the insecurity that has been grabbing the country at the moment, especially in the north region.
Not especially there. It's all over.
It's about that.
I don't know. You are from. Go to Imo State. Some part of Imo State, you don't go there. I have a friend whose father-in-law was to be buried, but because of insecurity, was kept beyond reasonable time.
Okay, let me reiterate. Let me take back the word that the insecurity in the country is alarming. The reason why I keep hitting at the north is because this is where most of these goods, these perishable commodities we consume, come from. This is where we get them from, and we know how it has affected the transportation of these goods that gets into the south and the eastern part of the country. We know everywhere is literally, including the southern part of the country, is affected from this insecurity. If Nigeria can actually send out troops to South Sudan for peacekeeping? Why have we not sought for the consent of other army from foreign, let me not go into foreign countries, African countries that have their troops to come and help? If we do not, let's say we do not have the capacity enough to, fight these insurgents in the country and maintain peace and security in the country, why have we not sought out the help of foreign countries to, help us fight? Why do we now feel like you made mention of, I don't know how you said it, Osayanama, right?
Okamanama.
Okay. Okay, in that instance, why have we not, seek the consent of African countries to help us fight these insurgents, rather than, wanting to say we're helping out to, tie bilateral ties with Sudan?
Have you forgotten Nigeria is still basking on the past glory and the euphoria of being the giant of Africa? You now want them to go and seek for, belittle themselves.
So we would rather have our people perish in pain and insecurity.
The issue
you
is, do
mention
they care?
of a friend in the East that he had to halt his father's burial due to the insecurity over there. Isn't it possible? Oftentimes they say, humble yourself to get what you want. Can't we get to that point where we have to seek help if we cannot be able to prove? Because we know, as the giant of Africa, as we are, we can, provide these things for ourselves.
Think we are?
Why can't we, because lives and properties are what they have taken oaths for to protect. They have taken oaths to protect us, protect our lives and our properties. First off, life comes first before the property, because lives and properties are actually affected in the country. Why can't this oath be taken firsthand? Lower the guard, take away that whatever, put in humility in order to save the country from all of this.
Yeah, it's easy as you are saying, but it's to them, these people, they won't do it because of the simple reason I've just told you. They pride themselves to be the giant of Africa. We have been the one. There's Big Brother. They call themselves Big Brother. You are the one protecting, supplying the economic reliefs to other African countries. So how will you now go and tell them that you need help? They won't do that. Russia, when Ukraine started hitting them, slaughtering their people in drones, and they found it difficult to request for help because of the way they pride themselves. In fact, at a point, Russia believed that they can even defeat the whole world at a time. They can defeat NATO, Africa, and Asia at the time. They made the world to believe that they just have one nuclear power, that when they tap it, the universe will be in flames. But we saw it that it's not like that. Ukraine, we are slaughtering them. They now sought the help of Syrian soldiers and all the rest. Even some black people, some of our students who were there, we are lured into the army. So back home here, Nigeria is priding themselves as the big brother, the protector of the African countries, the supplier of their needs, and all the rest. How will you now come and ask them to? It's belittling yourself. So some of this, this is just misplaced priority. Simple. As far, if you mustn't provide. If they need expertise, bring their people. You train them here. For now, Nigeria is facing serious insecurity challenge. Let other African countries contribute. By the time Ghana bring 20 soldiers, Burkina Faso bring their own. Niger bring their own, it will make up that 100. We are not enough. Tell them we are not enough. That thing we want to go and fight there is happening right here under our nose. We've not been able to tackle it. We can't give you our people for now. You know, we have been doing it. But, like I said, probably pride will not allow us to do that. To secure and protect our international right of place will not allow us to do that. So, but I am telling the government, this is a misplaced priority. You don't need to send your soldiers. My people says in local parlance, your house is on fire and you're busy chasing rats. It's only a madman that does that. Mm-hmm. You don't do that. Keep peace in your country. You can imagine our brother here, Asari, is even helping to secure places in the country. That's to tell you that the soldiers are not enough. Yeah, thank you to Asari Dokubo, who has been helping, securing, even he said he was the one that secured the Abuja-Kaduna road. They hired him. Thank you to Asari for doing that. What they should have done is, they can contact such a person. In his magnanimity, he can send his boys to go and do that. So that our military will do the official this thing. You hire some of these mercenaries, private military mercenaries, to go and do that. We have been hearing of these that come from Russia. I've forgotten their name. We have it in South Africa. When this Boko Haram was in high climax, the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, wanted to hire from South Africa to come and tackle this thing, but unfortunately he didn't last in the office, and that idea didn't go down well. So what are we talking about? What we are saying is tackle the insecurity that is ravaging your own country. All the parts of the region, all the states are facing insecurity. In the east here, there is insecurity. Go to Anambra, go to Imo State. You come down to South here, there is insecurity, cultism and militancy. Even in Enugu, Abyei state, these herdsmen are ravaging, killing people every day. The government is not doing anything, and when the people resort to self-help, that's the ones you see. It looks as if there is a sort of collaboration, because when the people form vigilante to fight against these people, it is those people you now begin to tackle and they want to suppress. But the killers, it looks as if there are people guiding them and guarding them. Why is it so? There is high insecurity in the country. Nigeria don't need to send any military, any soldier outside the country. Tackle the one that is ravaging your country. Let there be peace here first and foremost. Let us experience peace. So that people in Benue State, people in Enugu State, people in Abyei State, people in some part of Abyei State can sleep with their two eyes closed. But the reverse is the case.
Thank you so much on this, Barrister Corey. I literally had to let you talk because this issue of insecurity is one thing that has to be considered really importantly in the country. Aside the facts of health and well-being, lives, the life of an individual is a necessity that the government have to consider. And before we end the show, I would just want to ask you quickly, the parts of resources because oftentimes we've looked at, they say they want to get more equipment in order to fight terrorists. If we do not have that much, so how come they have enough to fight for another country? Let's take a look at that in a situation. How is that a possibility? Is it that the Sudanese will be the ones to buy the equipment, or since we're going for peacemaking, we'll go with our equipment?
Well, this United Nations peacekeeping arrangement. So the United Nations know how.
Okay, they provide the
these arms and ammunition.
So that means the United Nations can also provide for the Nigerian army.
If you declare yourself, this is even where the state of emergency should come.
Okay.
Yes. Declare insecurity as a state of emergency in Nigeria. That is where it's needed. And you see everybody will applaud on that. Call the foreigners, call for help. It's overwhelming us. The insecurity is overwhelming us. These herdsmen are overwhelming us. The bandits in the north are overwhelming us. Boko Haram has overwhelmed us. Accept it and request for help. When you request for help, you will be aided. Help, they say heaven help those who help themselves. You won't keep quiet and believe that
help will come.
It will not come. You have to make the request. So what am I trying to say? They should acknowledge the fact that this insecurity has overwhelmed us and declare state of emergency on that thing. Nigerians will not react on that. If there is anybody that will say no, that person is also compliant to that. It's an accomplice to the insecurity.
Thank you.